Big Boys Neighborhood. Your girl Ayydé here with LA's very own Cozz. What up? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy.
You should be. You're celebrating a big release right now.
Yeah.
Affected is officially out.
Officially out. It took a long time, but it's out. It's still Affected.
It's finally here.
Yeah.
Now, there was a big weekend for the opening of Black Panther. How in the hell did you get an ad in before one of the biggest historic movies? How did that happen?
How did it happen? Shout out to Interscope.
That is so
dope. Shout out to Interscope. That's all that is. It's just, it's my first official debut album that they actually pushing for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think they wanted to go hard, and I think a lot of people there believe in the project. So yeah, we went up. We made sure we got that shit everywhere. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to see the movie by any chance?
I just saw it last night.
What did you think about it? I haven't seen it yet. But
I'm not gonna tell you too much that you.
Yeah, don't kill it for me.
But nah, it's amazing. It's a very good movie. Growing
up, who were your superheroes?
Superheroes. I would just say, I don't know. You talking about like in a real comic world, just like in my
it could
life,
either
like
be
anything,
it could
right?
be anything. Whether it was your mom, it could have been either Batman, Superman, whatever it was.
My parents. I say my mom took. My mom, she did a lot that she didn't have to do. I grew up in the hood, so like for her she did a lot to try to keep me out of like that space, sports and just had me mentally in another place. So yeah, I say my mom.
Did you have? That's a good one. That's a good one to always have. That's forever mine.
It's always gonna be that.
Did you ever think that through your music, like now you're possibly somebody's superhero, like some kid, like to me, like another superhero besides my mother is honestly Tupac, and it sounds so crazy, but like through his music, I literally got through some of the darkest times in my life because what he was saying like resonated with me, and I could relate to it. And listening to your music, like it just made me think like, yo, some kid out there is listening to Cozz thinking like, yo, like this is my superhero. Does that put like pressure on you as an artist?
Nah, I don't even really think about it too much, but I do see it, and it feels crazy to see it, because like I consider myself regular and just like a regular dude. So, but I think that's why people relate, because I talk about regular ass shit, like regular people, everyday things. So it don't put pressure on me, but it's just good to say. It's like, all right, that's what I wanted. Like I wanted people to hear me and be like, I relate and get them through that day. Because like you said, Pac was one of your favorites. Pac was one of my favorites, like personally. So like for me, I listened to a lot of his music growing up, and I felt the same way. When I was going through my times, he would speak to me. Yeah, so
that's hella dope.
Definitely.
What would you say that you brought to this album that we hadn't seen in your previous projects?
Fuck, a lot. I just feel like I found my pocket, and I kind of was more comfortable as a person. I grew as a person, and an artist. So, I added like I was more comfortable with my melodies and my singing and shit, like with the hooks, and then
that a lot more.
Yeah, and rapping wise, I just like I didn't really think too hard. Like sometimes I'll be like overthink, like how can I make this tight? I didn't do it this time. I was just kind of like let my brain move, and so it was a lot more natural and shit, and yeah, it just felt natural and good and organic, and it was just like I just felt comfortable and I was confident in everything I was doing. I didn't care about nobody's opinion. It was
I love that.
Yeah, it was me doing me. So yeah.
And now that the album is here, you have some noticeable features on there.
Right.
Kendrick, Currency, and obviously J.Cole and Garen.
Right.
We're gonna take it back to the very beginning of the album. I guess not take it back. Take it to the beginning of the album. That sounds stupid. With questions.
Right.
I got a lot of questions.
Let's get the questions.
Okay. But starting off with questions, though, in there you talk about being a rap savior, right? I feel like hip hop and the rap world right now is in like an interesting space where there's like old hip hop heads like going against like the new generation, right? Where do you feel like rap is at right now? Are you content with it? Like, what are your feelings on that?
I'm cool with it. Like I like both sides. Like I like some of the newer things and stuff, and but I also like my core is that hip hop. My core is that like that just the message type things, the stories and shit like that. So I mean, but music evolves, and I feel like eventually, because I feel like the mainstream stuff is that the I don't know what to call it, just the that new sound, you know what I'm saying, which is fine with me. I love it too, but eventually people are gonna double back and go back to that feeling. Like they always gonna want that feeling. They always gonna want that real. And that's why dudes like Cole and Kendrick been in the game so long, and that's why they got the fan base they got, is because people relate to that. Well, like, everybody can't relate to the money and the design and all that, and it's cool. I love it for the clubs and all that. Like, even I love it. I play in the car, but yeah.
I love that you said that, because I feel like a lot of people don't have a hard time understanding that there's like a time and place for everything, you know? Like, just sometimes, like, I want to get into some really deep stuff, and I'm gonna throw in somebody that's gonna give me some conscious stuff, that somebody's gonna give me like that deep story. But if I want to turn up, act a little bit ratchet, I'm gonna turn that too. It's a little bit of everything. There's so much for everyone. Now, something that I found really interesting in questions in the video, in the music video, you turn things around where you are like essentially playing the role of the cops.
Right.
How did that concept come about? Was that your idea? Whose idea?
Yeah, it was funny because like I didn't have another idea, but somebody else came with the idea for the song. A director named Scott. He actually ended up him and I forget his name, whatever. Yeah, not whatever. Darius. Yeah, so they ended up directing the Cozz video. But I talked to Cole, and he was like, he heard the first idea from them, and he was just like, bro, just like make your own idea, bro. Like, get into all of the art, everything. Like, you need to see how you want to see it. All the you right. Like, I was just kind of being lazy at that point. I just had the music done. I was like, all right, I don't care about anything else. The music done. Let's get it going. But he like shot an idea to me, and I forgot what it was, but it sparked the whole switch thing. And then like I just kind of came up with different scenes for it, and like we put it together, and then boom, came out like that.
It really had me like, I was watching the video and I was like, damn, like it's just crazy, you know, like with all the police brutality that we've seen around, and just for 1 second, if they could see like the other side, you know, like for me, I think that the cops is always like, oh, it's self-defense or whatever. They had a gun, blah, blah, blah. But we've seen videos and so many instances where it's been like, yo, bro, like that hasn't been the case. And you guys still want to stay on that. Have you ever been caught up in any type of like real life situations with the cops that are similar to that?
For sure. A couple times. There was one time I was driving and I just switched lanes kind of fast. Everything was legal, and I wasn't riding dirty. It was nothing. I was actually going to the studio, and this was like 18, 19. And cops pulled up. They pulled me over as soon as I made that little lane switch, and they, no questions, guns out. Boom, guns out. So we like, oh, my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just like, okay. They rolled the window down, and they just pulled us out the car. No questions asked, not telling us why, nothing. It was just all bullshit. And then, so it's been that. It's so many other instances. I go on forever, but I've been through a lot of it. So it's like, I understand, like, and that's why I was kind of like, yo, like, life is all about putting yourself in other people's shoes and understanding, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I feel like that video portrayed that.
No, it definitely did.
People,
like I said, like, it had me thinking, but look, I'm thirsty. We're supposed to do this in the
beginning,
celebrate. I kept on looking at it like, okay, yeah.
I was looking at it too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Okay, cool.
You gotta add your mixer in there.
Yeah.
I have a heavy pour.
You know what? This might be nasty to you, but I'm gonna do water because I'm on this, like, I do not drink.
You water?
I don't drink soda.
What?
Yeah, I try not to.
You should have told me.
It's all good. I've done this before.
That's interesting.
It's fake healthy.
Water.
Fake healthy.
You gotta level things up.
Exactly.
You can't. Gotta keep a healthy balance. Let's see. It's so dope to see you. You know, like the last time we saw each other was at our real show back in like November, and I remember you teasing the album and saying like it's coming, and I wanted let's toast. First of all,
toast, yeah. Sorry, I'm like, yo,
over here drinking.
I know, yeah.
And so just seeing like and hearing the album, like, it's just honestly really, really exciting.
Thank you so much.
I was listening to the project and I was just like, yo, like, I'm proud of you. And it's so refreshing just to hear the storytelling and real lyricism. Like, I appreciate it, especially because you're homegrown.
Right.
Like, that means a lot. It's like, I'm proud of you, and I'm super excited to see what else is coming. But I did tell you I have more questions.
Let's get it.
So in here, I'm just gonna pull out some stuff, and we're gonna talk about whatever I pull out. Okay?
Let's do it.
Let's see. Let me see what my hand's gonna get. Let's start with.
Oh shit! I knew it was
Zendaya. Obviously, this is a track on Affected featuring J.Cole, and I love this track so much. I love everything that's being said. You know, with Cole, first of all, he throws you that lob with Zendaya. Is this a real crush right here? Is this a real thing? It's in the universe. Zendaya, holla at the homie. Look at y'all.
Look at us, y'all.
So cute.
No, but for real, it wasn't no. I did want to explain it because like it wasn't no pub stunt. It's not. I'm not trying to use a name to get Like, I'm not like that. And I feel like she know that too because Cole is just such a real dude and a real artist. But how it happened, the song, it was just, we was talking about life, me and Cole, and I think I brought her up because I just found out who she was, like, last year. And, you know, I, like, seen her, I love her. She pretty, for one, and then two, like, I seen what she was about, and I was like, damn, she got brains too, which I usually look for. But, you know, so we talked about that and shit, and, like, we was, like, in the studio, and he, like, he played a beat. He made that beat, actually, this Zendaya beat, and he was like, yo, like, let's hop on this one. I'm like, hell yeah. So he did I wrote a verse, and then I heard his verse, and it was like that, and I was like, I gotta change my verse, and I gotta respond. Like, now I'm gonna make this a song, so.
I loved it so much. I loved it because, one, you know, he touches on a few things. He touched on this generation and the Xanax. I don't know how to say that shit.
Xannies.
The Xannies.
Yeah.
And, you know, he compares it to, like, back in how, like, the crack epidemic happened, and now this is, like, this generation's crack, and he tells you, like, find the mic. You know, like, tell your stories to the mic, like, whatever it is that you have to say it through the mic. Did you ever go through any period at all where, like, you were ever, like, messing with hardcore drugs or anything like that?
Nah, for me, weed and drinks has always kind of just been my limit. Yeah, so for me, it's always just been that. I've been chilling. Drugs ain't my thing.
No, I love that so much about you. Like, you've presented yourself, like, from the beginning, from Cause and Effect, as a very mature person for your age, which is, I can appreciate it a lot because this new wave of, like, rappers or people that are in the industry aren't really focused on having, like, real stories or really saying some real stuff, you know? They're worried about, like, Xanax and lean and the girls and, you know, the usual, the chains and the money. And with your arrival, it seems like your brain is, like, on some other stuff, like, from dreams.
Right.
So it's just really dope to hear this. Was there any, I'm pretty sure Cole's giving you so much advice, but any particular advice that stood out during the process of Affected that Cole gave you?
I think, so, like, I took a week. He flew me out to Carolina because he had this crib and, like, that everybody works out of. And I just, like, without him directly telling me, it was just more of, like, us doing, like, the drills and writing and practicing that kind of taught me, like, yo, just be real and, like, just stop. Because I told you, like, earlier, I was like, yo, like, I was thinking a lot. I used to be like, damn, how can I make this tight? Instead of, like, let me just say what's on my mind and let me just, like, just let it flow. And then, like, when I seen him work in the studio, I seen him just kind of, like, he would come up with shit so quick, but it would be legit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, God damn, that's just fire, but I don't know how you did that so fast. So it just made me, like, just really be like, you know what, like, just stick to yourself, fuck what, like, people gotta say, and, like, you know, just do you, honestly. And, like, that's what really I did with this album. I was more personal on this album. I talked about a lot of my personal. A lot of them stories are real, like, you know, so.
Zendaya actually ends with a line that I love so much. You say, but somehow I seem to see the beauty in the rain. I made it this far. And that's something that I related to a lot because I've come to a point, like, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and I come to a point where no matter what the situation is, I've decided to see the good in everything. Even if it's a bad situation. Like the fact that I'm alive, like, is already good. It's like, so far, I feel like there hasn't been any situation that God has thrown at me that I haven't been able to handle. Though at the moment, like, it seems like, damn, like, it's impossible. I'm not going to get out of this one. Like, how do I do it? I have. So that line right there, I was just like,
yeah, you literally, like, you took away that's how I felt about, like, my whole life. Like, I don't know if it was how I was brought up, because I don't know, I just grew up in a crazy household, and, like, I just always, like, you know, I'm going to be okay. As long as I'm alive, like you said, like, I always was like, I'm going to get through this shit, and I always have. So for me, it's like, I feel the same way, and I was like,
was there any particular moment that might have came back to you while you said that line or anything like that? Like, I know you said you've been through a lot, but was there a specific moment that might have?
It was just, all right, so, like, the line before was, like, sometimes homies and hoes is truly the same. Try to screw you for change. Somehow, see, I forgot it. Damn, I don't even know my own lyrics. But it was like, you know, that was like a true story too. Like, just people just trying to cheat me out of shit, and, like, early on and getting in, and, like, just little shit I noticed, and, like, it just, you know, I just thought about everything in my life that happened. It was like you know, when they say you got to die or something, you get a flashback in your life. It was kind of like that when I was writing. It was just like boom, and then, like,
I know what kind of moment you had.
Yeah.
You had this kind of moment.
The Charizard.
It's not the hologram, okay?
It's not hologram.
Yo, I looked into those. Those things are so damn expensive.
They were expensive at
so
that time.
Expensive.
I finally had one.
You were 8, and this is also an affected. And you tell the story of the Charizard hologram where your homie basically is kind of like a cousin. What did he do to your car? Please tell it.
You know, back then, I was in the Pokemon. I was a kid, 7 years old, 7 or 8, whatever. And I finally got that car. I don't remember how I got that car. I'm hoping I didn't steal it either. So, because if I did, it was karma.
It was karma.
But I had it, and then he had came over, and I was like, "Yo, bro," I was excited to show him. I showed him, and I remember it just kind of. I think I went to the bathroom or something. It disappeared, and we couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, this is weird. I was like, nobody leaving until we find his car. And my dad said the same shit. Like, you know, the dad was like, "Yo, hold on, what's going on?" And so I remember we was looking for it like for 30 minutes. And then eventually we find it in the closet. So it's in the closet. So I know one of the, I seen my boy go in there and throw it in there though. So he threw it in, he helped me look for it and then threw it back in there. I was like, oh, I found it.
That is so crazy.
So it was mad fun. I was like, bro, niggas ain't shit. I don't know if I can say that. But
no,
homies ain't shit.
No, people really aren't nothing. You know, and I was telling you when I heard that, it reminded me also of a story. My ex-boyfriend's sister one day, right? I was probably like my freshman year of high school, and I had like the set of Mac brushes, okay? These things are expensive as hell. Brushes. So I knew like that struggle of like saving up for something that you really want. Right. And like I knew for a fact I had left them somewhere, and I hit her like, yo, like I left them in your car, like can you look? She was like, no, like they're not there. I was like, yo, but I only was in your car and then to my aunt's house. Like, so I had to have stayed in there. I didn't bring it down, but I was like, all right, man, like a month later I'm in their house, and I don't know why I was in their laundry room looking for something. Tell me why I opened up a drawer and all my Mac brushes are in there. And I had bit them. So I knew they were mine because my brothers had similar ones. I was like, yo, like these are mine. Right. Like the nerve. Like you couldn't give them back to me. Like you're older than me. You're like 5 years older than me. How you gonna take my stuff?
Oh my God.
But it really.
But like you know, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna be like, yeah, like I mean. Kids, I'm still cool with dude now. Like
you are?
I am.
Oh
like,
no, I'm not cool with her.
Yeah, I feel you. I wasn't for a long time, but like you know, as we got older, like I'm like you know, like I mean, he really is kind of like family. Like he's part of the family friends that I had that my mom grew up with his mom, and like it was like one of those situations. And I ain't talked to him for a long time, but like as I got older, I'm like,
did he hear this? Did he hear the song yet?
I don't know yet.
But like, yo, shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
That was you. You traumatized me.
We don't kick it, but we don't kick it. But
cool.
like we alright.
Yeah, you alright? Yeah. All right, I wouldn't have been cool with him.
Yeah.
The next one is Kendrick. You know, this one I really loved. I love it because it's two people from LA. He's from Compton, you're from South Central LA. And just hearing this combination, I want to know, how did you get Kendrick on Hustler's Story? All
right, Kendrick, for sure. Shout out to him first. He was a humble-ass dude. No pun intended. But, all right, so I'm going to tell you the whole shit real quick. I'm trying to sum it up as fast as possible.
Do you?
All right, so...
I got a drink. I'm good.
All right, cool. I'm good, too. I'm sipping. But, I'm at the studio, and Interscope had this studio called No Excuses that everybody from Interscope who signed at Interscope would work at.
Okay.
Obviously, Kendrick is with Interscope as well. And so I'm in the studio, and I'm working on the album, and then I'm looking for my wallet. I think I was to buy some food or something. And for whatever reason, I didn't feel it in my pants. So I go outside to the parking lot. It's my car to get it. I go in there. I'm like, yo, I'm fucking dumb as shit. My wallet was in my pants the whole time. So when I'm walking back from the parking lot, somebody pulls up in his truck or whatever, and it's all like tinted, so I didn't know who it was. But right before I walked in, he hopped out and was like, yo, Cozz, like, what up? Then I met him prior, so he knew who I was, of course, we met. And he asked me what I was doing there. I was like, I'm working on the album. I'm in room whatever, and if you want to pop up to hear something like that I got, like, you can come in and like and listen. So he's like, yeah, for sure. And like I didn't think he was gonna come. But like 30 minutes later, he popped up in the studio, and then I knew he was gonna like Hustler's Story. I had that shit done already. First verse, hook, second verse. And then he heard it and was like, yo, like, let me get on that. And I was like, yeah, dog.
That's so dope.
Yeah, so he was like, loop the beat. He sat there for like 30 minutes, kind of bobbing and writing and shit. And then like he did what he did, a little hook part, and then he did like a little ending verse at the end. For y'all who didn't listen to the whole song. And yeah, so that's how it happened. I mean, he was just like, do whatever with it.
Did you learn anything with him throughout that process?
I would just say it was just dope to see, because it took me time to become the artist I am, like as far as being comfortable and like getting shit done and like knowing my sound. So it was dope at that time to see him be Kendrick. Like, he knew exactly, like, kind of, like, what he was doing, and, like, it was him. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to explain, but it was just dope to see him work. Like, he knows he knows what his sound is. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly he's Kendrick fucking Lamar. You know what I mean? So
no, yeah, he does know that, and like he doesn't just collaborate with anybody.
Exactly.
Like he's very selective
That's why
to who he joins on a track, and that's why when I saw that he was on this, I was like, yo, like that's hella dope.
Yeah.
Because it's a perfect match. Like I honestly, I'm all for it, and I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
It's just really, really, really dope.
Yeah, it was dope. It was like an honor, because like I said, like I didn't ask him to get on the song. He really just liked it and he hopped on it. So
that's a blessing.
Yes, it's a blessing.
The last one. These are the emoji prayer hands. I keep on showing it to him and forgetting the camera. Okay, so this one I picked out because throughout the album you talk about God a lot and your blessings and how God pretty much helped you through, you know? I just wanted to know, like, how important is it for you to put that in your music, to share that with the world? Because I feel like some people are very scared when it comes to talking about their views or their beliefs.
Yeah, I don't care. For me, I wouldn't be here without God, in my opinion. So, yeah, I definitely shout him all the time. And you can call God whatever, universe, whatever you call it, it's the same shit to me. And as long as you're putting good energy out, I feel like you get good energy back. Of course, there's ups and downs in life and shit, but you know, staying strong through that is God to me. Like, that's like him, you know. And I always pray and always, you know, just was like kind of like taking that. I don't know how to, whatever, but yeah. So I gotta shout him out. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be here without God or whatever you want to call it, and I definitely talk about that all the time because people need to realize that it's a higher power for sure.
And one of the particular songs, and this one's Badu featuring Currency.
It's my shit.
I love it.
I love that song.
Why did you name the track Badu though? Like, is it to Erykah Badu? Or?
Yeah, it was actually, I had named it Erykah Badu at first, and I just shortened it to Badu. Only just because of the vibe. I heard the beat and it just felt like, I was like, yo, this shit feels like Erykah Badu, and I love Erykah Badu. My mom used to play her all the time.
She's so dope.
She's dope as hell. So like,
have you ever gotten a chance to see her live?
Nah, I haven't.
You need to put that on your to-do list. That woman.
I seen her live once, but it wasn't real.
She's like a magical unicorn. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, and you just like, you soak into the experience. She's funny and she's just so damn talented.
Right.
And you just hear like track after track. You're like, yes, giving me life.
See,
it's amazing.
I seen her do like the slash set / DJ set. So it was like she wasn't really like performing, but I seen her do like a DJ set. I forgot what the fuck I was. I forgot. It don't matter.
And another thing I want to talk to you about is the mini doc that came out with Affected. And I love it because it takes you back to like your humble beginnings.
Right.
And in the album, you also talk about like how you haven't fully made it yet, which I love. I love that your head is not blown up because that usually happens very early on.
Right.
And you're talking about how you haven't been able to buy your mom a house yet. And I'm taking it all the way back to Dreams. In the Dreams video, you're wearing this Affected shirt. And it tripped me out.
It's trippy, huh?
I was like, yo, he's wearing that Affected shirt. Affected is out now. And in Dreams, you mentioned how like you don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen and it's here. How does that make you feel?
It feels good. It's like the law of attraction. It's just like when you, I don't know, I can't, like when you know you, like I know what I got. I know my potential. Like nobody else knows like I know. Like even my homies, like they know, like they know they're there every day, but like only you truly know what you got inside and where you can go. So like for me, I always feel like I could get to the highest pinnacle if I work hard. You have to work hard with it too. So it's like, you know, as long as I'm working hard and like believe in myself, then it's gonna be good. And like I said, like it's been going as planned almost. I mean, of course, like life has this, I said this earlier, life's ups and downs and stuff, and I thought it was gonna be a little faster, but I'm glad it happened at the time it happened. Like it's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. Yeah, God's timing, and like I'm just patient, and I've always been patient. So for me, it was just like it's a matter of time. Like I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's hella dope. And in it too, and along with the album, you know, you talk a lot about not being stagnant, and that's something that literally, like, that's my motto. Like I come from the hood, east side of Long Beach. I grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment, and to me, like, that's always been my motivation. It's like, I wasn't supposed to make it where I'm at, you know, and all odds are against you. But I always had that hunger for more. Like, I never wanted to just stay stuck. And, you know, like you said, like, mopping the floors at regular 9 to 5 or eating the noodles or, you know, how do you think that the youth of right now that is growing up in similar situations on that same 1 mile block radius can break out of that mentality of only knowing that block that they have?
Don't limit yourself and don't listen to your friends. Like, I feel like a lot of people in the hood, they think about what only the hood thinks about them. There's a line, I forgot who said this line. I think it was Davies. He was like, I want the world, you can have a block. Like, that spoke to me so much. I was like, that's how I always thought it, like, growing up. And why is because I always played different sports. My mom actually used to take me to the beach sometimes. Like, I grew up in South Central, like, in a hood, like, on 65th. So it was like, nobody did that. And, like, you know, back then I was like, nah, I don't want to go through, I want to go through, nobody does that shit. Like, I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to be on some other shit. But, like, as I got older, I was like, damn, that shit, it changed my mind about a lot of things. And I would just say, like, you know, just, like, experiment, explore, expand your mind. I don't know how exactly, but there's multiple ways. Read a fucking book, like,
please.
Yeah, like, just do different shit than like what people in your surrounding are doing, because a lot of the people are insecure and like don't know what they're doing either. So it's like, just do you at the end of the day. And it's hard to say that growing up because, you know, you're always worried about who's accepting who. And I was the same way, but I grew out of that and it helped me for the better. So,
and you can see it. You can definitely see it. That's hella dope. What can your fans expect or be looking forward to for the rest of 2018? Is there a tour coming up? What's going on?
Yeah, I plan on, I mean, we don't have everything on work. I'm for sure going on tour this year. I don't know when exactly. I might go on like somebody else's bigger tour as well before mine, or vice versa after. Definitely more music. Not soon, but like this year I'm gonna do some more. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have some more music. I'll just keep the ball rolling. A lot of content, a lot of videos, a lot of like just a lot. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of festivals this year, so I'm gonna be out and around. So.
You're gonna be at Rolling Loud with Cole and the whole crew.
The whole crew.
That sounds so dope. Like, I'm like, how am I gonna get to Miami?
It's gonna be lit. We're gonna be there the whole weekend. Like, come through. It's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be amazing.
It'll be fun. Yo,
well, congratulations. I'm honestly so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Big ups. I can't wait to see like what else you have planned and what's to come, and seeing you just grow, because you've grown so much from Cozz and Effect.
Thank you so
and
much.
It's just, there's just only going up from here.
Yeah.
So big ups to you.
Yo, cheers.
Salute.
Thank you.
Tell everybody where they can get your music at.
Yo, you can get it everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever you rock with musically, just go get it. SoundCloud too, for you cheap.
Get that.
Cheap brothers out there. I was about to cuss, but yeah. So just go get it everywhere. Cody Mack on Twitter, Cozz on Instagram. Just follow me up and check me out.
We out.
Affected. Yeah.